Good morning. We are finally getting our winter weather here in Corpus.
Oh, girl, I don't like it. I don't like it. It hurts my
Oh
bones.
yeah, no, I'm struggling today and yesterday. My
Yeah,
knee, it was, and I worked out yesterday. Oh my God. So my body's hurting.
yeah,
Um,
I am not a stranger to cold weather, living in Dallas, Fort Worth the majority of my life.
hmm
And here, I mean, they've already called school off on a few things, in a few school districts that
Oh,
they've
I'm
already called.
jealous.
But one of the things, like for me, is I made a choice. That was one of the reasons I wanted South Texas is because it never got as cold as North Texas because I would have to go to work and drive on the ice and over the black ice. Here, Corpus shuts down when it gets cold. Like
hmm
there is no um driving around, and we haven't even hit the worst. Today's Monday. We haven't even hit the worst, girl. It's about to get real cold.
I know. I'm like ready,
Oh,
but I'm also not
yeah.
because I just don't like driving. According to the weather app, we were supposed to have snow and ice starting later on today until Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and talk about let's go ahead and get our thing on because we do have to give some weather updates for those that'll be listening in. Um, but like you said, we only get it once or twice a
Yeah. No,
year.
literally. We get it once a year
And
and
it
then we're
it takes
done.
us the rest of the year to thaw out, even though we don't really have all of
No,
that cold like
literally.
what Dallas Fort Worth
Literally.
is.
But before we get into
Yeah.
our sports, and then weather, TikTok went dark for like 12 hours.
Girl, let me tell you what I did. Oh, Michaela. So, we have our own personal TikToks, and then I have one from when we were with the Tritons, all of these,
hmm
and then different other groups that I was with. And I didn't realize how many TikToks I had. I didn't download all of them, all of
hmm
my things. I tried to download some of my favorites, like that I
hmm
like that I had done for organizations or for myself and my grandkids or whatever.
hmm
12 hours later, they have them all, and my phone is full. So now I got to go back in and delete all those videos because we got access to it.
I know. So I did the same thing. I didn't download all of my favorite, like the ones that I made and everything, because I was just gonna get in
I
CapCut
downloaded
and do
probably
that.
about 50 of them.
But what I did is I went, because of course everyone on TikTok was like freaking out, like, oh my God, we're losing all of our favorites and our liked videos and all of that. So someone had put a tutorial on how to download all of the data from your TikTok and your videos. So I did that for my favorites because my favorites has like social media content ideas, like design ideas, photography tips, recipes,
Hmm.
and some other stuff, and then like a collection of just hockey edits. So I was like, well, I don't want to lose these. And so I downloaded all of that. I tried downloading my likes, but I had over 30,000 likes on videos. So I said, and it was like, it basically started. I went to work on Saturday about 9-ish. I got home about 3:30-ish, and it was only like 589 videos.
And how many videos did you have?
Like 30,300
Videos?
like likes. Like
Oh,
how many videos I
lie.
liked. Yeah. So if you were one of those people trying to download all your likes
No, I
videos,
didn't. All I was worried about was some of the videos that I had done personally for my
oh
family,
yeah, no, I
with
wasn't worried about
friends,
that.
and then different organizations. And that was it. And then I was mad. I mean, I was happy. It's sad that how many people were fiending over TikTok within the first few hours. Like,
No,
I'm
okay, well they also TikTok also they were gonna it was gonna go dark at midnight. It went dark at like 9 o'clock.
right. Well, I think it went dark like at 9 or 10 o'clock because of the time change or whatever, or the hour change. But here's my deal. on the TikTok, man, and no one's ever going to convince me differently. They were playing us.
Oh, 100%. It was a
Because
stunt.
if we go into the history of why the ban came into effect, it wasn't Biden. That was something done in 2020 by our newly elected president that'll get sworn in today.
Yeah,
So,
no. 100%. It was a stunt.
so I
100%.
am going to throw this out there and say that that was one narcissism 101. Let me ban it. Let me let it go through the process. Let me tell the judges or encourage the judges to uphold that no, we're not going to keep it. And then I'm going to come in and be the hero
Yeah.
and save TikTok for the world
Yeah. Well, no,
so
just
that
for
I
the
can become the
US.
hero.
Just for the US.
And for me, it's just exhausting because there's two ways I can go about it with that TikTok ban. Boy, they were able to ban it and make it come back within 12 hours.
Yeah.
So
No, it
that
was
tells
like,
me that if it's important enough, they can make it work
oh yeah,
and fix it within 12 hours.
less than 12 hours.
And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sorry, no one will ever convince me differently.
Oh no, it was 100% a ploy because I'm sorry, like really 2 days before you get inaugurated, and then the day before you get inaugurated, you become like the savior to the American people.
And maybe, you know what? I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm always going to err on the side of people. You know what? Let's say that he thought about it, and realized, you know what? It's not a good idea for TikTok to be banned. So, you know what? I am going to go before the American people and let them know I'm going to tell the truth that I'm the one that started this.
Hmm.
And judges, I need y'all to overturn, just don't even take it off. We'll make sure it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Um,
Creating chaos in the TikTok world, and there were people crying,
yeah.
Michaela. They were
Well, I
crying
think
because some of
it
those people, that's
so
all
that's their
the
income.
connection that they have to the world.
That too. But no, like I think people don't realize this. TikTok became a job around COVID because everyone was stuck inside. And so
Yep.
there are people who spent, 5 years culminating videos and posts and relationships, PR, businesses, like all through this one app. And so people were going to lose their livelihood essentially, um,
Hmm.
which
Well,
doesn't, I
yeah,
mean,
isn't that where Haktua girl got rich? Was on
yeah.
a TikTok video, or
Hmm.
was it I think it was TikTok. Uh,
It was some video.
yeah, it was a
Um,
video, but I think it was through TikTok video. It was a
I think
TikTok.
so.
Yeah,
But
but my thing to that is too many families were going to be affected by it. Um, and I'm glad that they only kept it out 12 hours.
yeah.
Um, I did realize that I'm not the only adult in America that likes TikTok because I saw so many of my friends on my feed saying, "Oh my God, TikTok."
Yeah, no, it was rough.
Uh,
Okay, but even though it's come back, CapCut has it. And that's what I use to edit all my videos. So I'm over here literally I have it up. Oh, you can't even see it.
uh,
It's
oh
oh
my God,
no.
it
No, but
won't.
it says sorry, CapCut isn't available right now. A law banning CapCut has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use CapCut for now.
That's what it says.
Yeah, same thing as what TikTok said.
Yeah, and do
But
you ever remember, you're way younger than me. I'll be the one to remind us. Um, do you ever remember a president making sure that they get all the credit for everything like they did on the TikTok when you went into your TikTok and it said, thanks to
thank
a
you to President Trump.
really, we're really going there, guys. You know what? I believe in democracy and I will honor the president of the United States, but I don't need him to tell me every time he does something. That's your
Well,
job.
I think he's realized he's made a lot of people upset. And so he's trying to win over. I mean, to be honest, like my generation and younger, especially the younger generation, who, will have a voice in the next couple of elections. Um, he's trying to get on their side, even though he can't run anymore after this, right? You can only run for two.
Yeah, something like that. I
Over
think
him,
we
like,
only have
wait,
to serve 4 years. I think that
8 years.
yeah, I think this is only for 4 years. I don't think
Yeah.
he can run again, and it'll be whoever
So,
next. But
but yeah, no, he's trying to sway the younger generation essentially, for the next 4 years to be on his side.
mm,
But that's not the only social media news that has popped over the weekend.
I know. Okay, what? Yeah,
Have
what?
you looked at your Instagram?
It went to the same format
Yeah.
as TikTok.
So
Those
those
the
long
longer
six, not 16.9, it's like 4.4 by 3, I think.
girl, you can tell we're marketers and social media content because I noticed it before I even knew what had happened. I was like, why does this look different?
No, literally. So how do you feel about that?
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I like me personally, I don't care if they're all connected, all the different social media apps. I just like for each of them to have their own format and not look similar. TikTok, I like that.
My issue isn't with that.
Really?
It's not with the looking similar.
What's your
Because I
issue?
think I think each app is still different. My issue is that I've cultivated photos to be square in a square format, and now they don't
And
on
your
my
OCD
feed.
won't allow you to just
Yes.
let it
And
go.
I can't like it's like, oh, like change your preview. You can only do one of two the preview. You can either make it fit or it's just gonna be right there. And so I can't move the preview, so I can't align it to be like center. So I'm either gonna have a whole bunch of these long posts with white backgrounds, white or black backgrounds, or I'm gonna have things that aren't centered. And it's really, I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out if I can move this photo around.
Oh
It's
God,
it's
it
not fun.
cracked me
I
up.
I hate it. Like, thankfully nothing recent. Well, no, I lied. Well, it's not recent, but back in June, my little collage I did for the end of the Triton season.
Mhm.
That's like the first thing that really is messed with the format. I mean, obviously all my photos are square, but the other ones look okay in that format.
Mhm.
But that's like the first one that doesn't look okay. And then I have to go in and do a white background on my birthday trip one. I hate it. That's my problem. It's
That
cultivated for squares, 4 by 4, not a 4 by 3
well,
or
you got
whatever it
to learn
is.
something new in 2025. You're gonna learn something new.
No, and yes, like if you open it, it cultivates into a square, but it's a thing. Like if I go and look at a profile feed, be like, oh, let me go see how it like looks and puts together. It's gonna look weird. So that's my issue with Instagram's new feed
Format,
format.
new format. Okay, we got sports,
We
girl.
do.
End of college football season. You survived your first season with me,
I did.
and neither one of our teams are in it.
Okay, no. But my team made it pretty dang far.
They did, but they're neither one in it, so I'm good with that.
So,
But it's at 6:30. So who do you have? Who's winning it tonight?
um, not Ohio State because we lost them.
And yeah, I really want Ohio State to beat Notre Dame, but I think Notre Dame's going to win.
I want Notre Dame to win. Hold on, let me ask the know-all college football person in my life. Mom, who do you want to win the college football playoffs? You want Ohio to win?
Oh,
Oh, no, she said not Ohio. So
mm,
we're going for, and is it because they beat the Longhorns?
I was going to say,
Is it because they beat the Longhorns? Apple doesn't far from the tree.
I was going to say that's probably why. That is funny. So,
Listen, my mom and
uh,
I are two of the same people, and it really drives me insane.
That is funny. Okay, and so, but your coach just signed a
Yes.
new.
Oh my God. Yes, he signed Steve Sarkisian signed a new 7-year deal with the Longhorns, which means he's staying at UT for a solid 7 years,
Mhm.
which is great because I don't think I could do college football and NFL football next year if I needed to.
That is
Um,
funny. Yes, he signed a pretty good deal,
he
so that's
did.
going to be interesting to see how that all plays out, especially with the portal and all the switches coming on. Um, the other thing is our football for NFL. So the
hmm
Texans are out,
hmm Oh my God,
but
did you watch the Philly and Rams
mm,
game?
mm-mm, no. But what I was going to say is, do you realize that Texans are the first team in the NFL postseason history to outgain their opponent by 100 yards, have zero turnovers, and still lose? So sorry, Texas fans. I had to be the one to tell you that as a Cowboy fan. But prior to the Texans, the teams were 49-0 in such games. So again, fun fact. Texans are the first team in the NFL postseason history ever to outgain their opponent by 100 yards, have zero turnovers, and still lose. That's number one. So I think that was the refs, they were playing the refs too. But the other part of that is fun fact is when the Commanders won,
hmm
the Cowboys now have the longest NFC championship appearance drought in the NFL since 1996, I believe is the year.
Okay,
Yes.
so that's crazy. Um, so I just Googled because I was real curious because ticket prices are insane, whether it's for hockey or football, college, or NFL. The lowest price for a ticket to the college football national championship at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. You want to take a guess?
1,000.
1989. So with
2,000.
with fees and everything, it'd probably be like 2100.
So,
Actually, let's see. Let me click on it. Let's see. Yes. Oh,
and if we leave
okay.
right now, we can make it.
Well, those tickets are no longer available.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at the next one, which is 1995, confirming availability.
Okay.
So with fees, oh, I don't want to sign it. Hold on, Ticketmaster's making me sign it. Oh, just kidding. It's not letting. What do you mean you can't find my account? Okay. Actually, I can't tell you how much fees are because my Ticketmaster account's not letting me sign in. But so 2 grand, 21. I'm gonna safely say
To
2100.
walk in the building, that's not
Yep.
parking. That's not travel. That's not popcorn, beer,
Yeah, that's not any of the other necessities.
nothing. Not even the new clothes, the
Just
new hoodies and stuff you're going to buy to go to the game.
no,
New
literally,
gear. Yeah,
just tickets.
that's crazy. It's
That is
crazy.
crazy.
Okay,
Um,
what's going on in so yeah, we'll know a national champ. We'll have a national championship tonight.
hmm
Um,
We'll have a new president tonight who's apparently signing
well,
in
yeah, we
like
have our president will be sworn in. Saver of the day, he saved TikTok, will be now our fierce leader. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And then also today is MLK Day. So okay, but before we get into all of that other stuff, what's up with hockey?
girl so much. So we are in officially we're over the halfway mark um of the season, which is crazy and sad and all the other things because that means I'm that much closer to not having hockey every day. Which is no fun for me, and it makes my summers really difficult. Um,
Girl, I feel you. I feel you. Same way with college football. Tonight is the night.
But since we are about halfway through the season, we ranked the top 20 teams every week. So I'm gonna give you the rankings of the 32 teams of the NHL currently.
Okay.
So one is Washington Capitals, two is the Winnipeg Jets, three is Vegas Golden Knights, which they dropped from one last time I did these. Edmonton Oilers is four, Dallas Stars five, Minnesota Wild six, New
Yeah.
Jersey Devils New Jersey Devils seven, eight are the Toronto Maple Leafs who dropped halfway. They were at four. Um, Carolina Hurricanes are nine, Los Angeles Kings are 10, Colorado Avalanche 11, 12 is Florida Panthers, 13 is Tampa Bay, 14 is Calgary Flames, 15 is Vancouver Canucks, 16 is the Columbus Blue Jackets, 17 are the Ottawa Senators, 18 are the Boston Bruins, 19 is the Montreal Canadiens, 20 are the Detroit Red Wings, 21 is St. Louis Blues, 22 is the New York Rangers, 23 is Philadelphia Flyers, 24 is the Utah Hockey Club. I cannot wait until they get an actual name and a logo. 25 is the Pittsburgh Penguins, 26 is the New York Islanders, 27 is the Seattle Kraken, 28 are the Anaheim Ducks, 29 are the Buffalo Sabres, 30 is Nashville Predators, 31 is San Jose Sharks, and rounding out at the very bottom, at 32 is Chicago Blackhawks, which
In that Wayne's World? Isn't that what the jersey that Wayne's World? Did you ever watch the movie Wayne's World? No.
but it might be. I feel like that's probably accurate.
I think I
Um,
might be accurate on that. I think it was the black. I think it was. I think it was them. And I can't believe their Wayne's World is at the end.
they didn't do too good last year either. So I'm not
Mm.
surprised.
So it's hard to be one of their fans too. I get it.
Mhm.
I
It's
get
hard to
it.
be one of they're them, Anaheim and San
I would
Jose.
think the Anaheim Ducks would be like some great team, man.
They've had their years, not recently. Not
Trust me, I
recently.
feel that too.
They've had some years. But even though we are halfway through the season, we have a couple more big games coming up. The Stadium Series is happening next month, which is really exciting. But also the Four Nations Face-Off is happening next month, and we have dates and times, and the matches are all lined up. Um, so again, the Four Nations Face-Off is taking the place of the All-Star Games. So basically, it's 2 weeks of tournament hockey. Um, so they're starting off in Montreal with Canada versus Sweden on the 12th of February. And then USA will play Finland on the 13th. They get a break, and then Finland will play Sweden on the 15th. And then USA and Canada will also play on the 15th. So Finland and Sweden are the afternoon games, and then USA and Canada are the night game, obviously, because that's going to draw in quite a big of a crowd because USA and
USA versus
Canada.
Canada, that's going to be a big one.
That's always been a big one. And then they go to Boston, where they round out the tournament. Canada will take on Finland on the 17th in the afternoon, and then USA will take on Sweden the 17th evening, and then the championship game is the 20th.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, so it's gonna be exciting. Tournament hockey always just gets me really excited. It's so much fun. Um, and then, so another thing the NHL is doing this year is they're celebrating the best of the past 25 years of playing hockey
Mm-hmm.
by revealing quarter century teams for each of the league's 32 franchises, including the dearly departed Arizona Coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
So each club will be represented by a first team and second team of six players, just like any other, first string, second string. Three forwards, two defensemen, and one goalie who played for the franchise from January 1st, 2000 to December 31st, 2024.
Oh
And so
wow.
so it's the last 25 years, and so they're taking him from everybody. The first and second teams were selected by broadcasters, national, local, and NHL.com writers who have covered the respective teams, in addition to select former players.
Oh,
And then
wow.
the six players voted to each first team will be on the ballot for the NHL All Quarter Century team that will be chosen via a fan vote that will start in February. And the reason I bring that up is because they announced the Dallas Stars quarter team.
Oh,
Um,
is Mike
so
Madonna on it?
Mike DeGotto?
Madonna.
Yes. I was like, I don't think there's a Gatto.
Mike
Yeah.
Madonna. I know me some Mike Madonna. I
I'm
do.
just making sure. He is on first team. Um, with Jamie Benn, Jier Leeton, as the forward, and then the two defensemen, which is Mira Heiskanen, who plays right now, for the Stars, and then Sergei Zubov, and then the goalie is Marty Tuco. Um,
Oh, I know that name.
and then their second team is comprised of Brendan Morrow, my Papa Pavelski, Captain America, um, Tyler Sagan, of course, John Klingberg, Issa Lindell also plays for their team right now, and then the goalie is Ed Belfour. Um, so excited to see. The other teams have been announced. Um, there's been one, two, three, four, five, seven, eight. So the Dallas Stars marks the 16th team that was announced, so they're halfway through their announcement. So we're just looking at a couple more teams before the beginning of February.
Mm,
But it's crazy to think that like Mike Madonna was in the last 25 years. Like
why?
that's I don't know that I don't know. To me, like he's just a great one. So it's hard to picture
That's
that.
why I knew right when you said the 20. I mean, I knew that it was within the past 25 years because I obviously I've only been
Hmm.
at Corpus 10 and he was
Hmm.
a big name back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So good for him. Good for
Yeah.
him. I like it.
So we'll see who is named the All-Star quarter century team in the upcoming months. But
Oh, wow.
before we go any further, we're gonna hear a quick little message from our sponsors. Want to know what's going on in Corpus Christi? Make sure you check out cceventscalendar.com. That holds all of the events going on for the entire month. New are added daily. And again, that is cceventscalendar.com. Okay, we're back. We're cold. Um, because a
Oh,
cold
girl,
spell
this
has hit
weather is
Corpus.
just horrible, man. It stinks to
Mm-hmm.
high heaven to be cold because it hurts your bones, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we'll instead of a mental health moment right now, we're going to talk about the cold weather that's coming into Corpus Christi over the next few days. So obviously today's Monday and it's cold. Cold weather today through
I think like Wednesday.
freezing tonight through Wednesday. Like we're supposed to they're talking about that little white stuff coming down into the coastal bend. And that doesn't happen very often at
It's
all.
happened twice
So the two
for
things
me.
I want to talk about, number one is the city is really making efforts to um, put together warming centers for our houseless community, those that don't have safe shelters to go to or warm shelters. Some of them have homes um, and live in houses, but they can't, their heater doesn't work or they don't have the means. So, one of the things the city is really doing is taking an initiative. So there is cold weather. When cold weather is at or below freezing, they opened it up and there is a shelter over off of the Corpus Christi gym over off Cabinets Parkway. They're going to be open. They opened yesterday at 6 o'clock, and they're open until Sunday. I'm sorry, till Wednesday at 11 a.m. I believe is when they're going to be doing it. But they are housing them. The city's really stepping up and trying to ensure that if there is a need for people to get in from the shelter that they do it. The other thing that we need to talk about, and I don't know what you where you were, Michaela, when the last freeze came and our fearless leader Ted Cruz took
Oh,
off to
dipped off to freaking Cancun.
yeah, so that is kind of a concern with the cold weather
Hmm.
all throughout Texas is that the grid may get over full again and we might do it get into some trouble. So people just make sure that you're keeping warm, staying warm, doing what you have to, but being kind of patient and conservative with electricity. Not so much. I'm not saying don't turn on the heaters. Use your
Turn on the
heater.
heaters. Yeah.
But if you don't need that extra light on in the bathroom or in the closet or in the house, just let's try to conserve. I don't want us to have to go through what we went through before
Yeah. That
as a
was
city
that was
or as
rough.
a state.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that week
Yeah.
very, very clearly.
Well,
Um,
it's funny because I had just moved off at that time. I had just moved off the island and the island had iced. And so they couldn't get
yeah.
off. And so my anxiety was so bad for them. Like I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
I
uh,
remember taking firewood to a coworker's house because they ran out of electricity. And they had like a fireplace and like stove
mm,
like stuff that
to be
uses
able to keep
pits,
themselves
like
warm.
fire pits, yeah. And so I remember taking firewood over because we had this surplus of firewood at the house that we used to live at. And our landlord was like, use it however you need. And so I remember taking that over. I remember waking up every morning, there was like ice on the street, on the car. Yeah, no, it was
I'm
crazy. I
not
didn't go to
built for
work
it
for a whole week.
anymore. Like I said, I come from it, been there, done it, have the have the stories to prove it, but it's
Hmm.
just not my thing anymore. And I'm one as long as I'm warm, you know me, I get cold really easily. So
Yeah.
as long as I have like I will double layer, I will wear two pair of leggings, I will wear two shirts and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I can go without quote heater. But I have I can't I gotta be warm. I can't be cold. I don't like it. It hurts my body. So everybody just take precaution. And if you see someone out on the street, don't judge. But and if you have the
Direct them.
courage,
Yeah.
direct them. Yeah, direct them to shelter because what a lot of people don't understand, especially in the houseless community, and it's something that I'm finding out the more that I work with this organization, volunteer with them, is that it cost us the taxpayers more money for them to get hypothermia and go get treated at the hospital for that and get medication and all of those things, right? Than it is to treat the problem at that moment and get them in shelter, get
Yeah.
collectively or get them the materials they need, which is the little gloves and the hand warmers and just
Hmm.
the basics. I was lucky enough and I'm grateful enough that I get the opportunity to see different things. And so yesterday I was at Cabinets, um, and the free store has an abundance of coats and hats and so when the RTA was dropping them off to be sheltered, they were able to shop for or get free
That's
gloves
awesome.
and socks and things like that. And you can tell some of them are just so grateful because I'm a weenie when it comes to the cold, so I can't imagine being outside with no jacket on. So being able to provide those was really cool, but you just see the need
Are they
there.
allowing pets in these warming
They
shelters?
are. They
Okay.
are. That was one challenge that a lot of these warming centers when
Yeah,
they do
because they won't leave their dogs.
right.
They won't leave their
No,
dogs, their cats.
no,
Like,
they'll stay outside with their dogs and
hmm.
die. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be inconsiderate. But that's the reality. And so I'm thankful that the city I'm thankful that the city has opened up um an area in which people can take their pets because that's the reality. It's a
Yeah.
reality, and we have to, I tell people all the time that communication is key. And unfortunately, even in this weather, whether it's cold or it's hurricane, we've got to protect the
Yeah.
next one. You know what I mean? The next
Yeah.
person. I mean, we just have to. So, um, stay warm, guys. It's going to be cold. It's one of those things that we just got to do the best that we can to try to help our fellow man. So
Hmm.
the other thing today, obviously the inauguration is today. Um, I'm waiting to see what the Nielsen records report, because I think a lot of people, I think it's going to be very down the middle as to how many people. I think those that voted for him, obviously, they're going to watch him. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think those that didn't vote for him, but everybody's off today because it's MLK Day. And again, they're later on this morning, there's supposed to be a march downtown, and I'm assuming it's still going on, starting at noon. But there's a lot of emotions going on today for people throughout the US, for the people throughout the city and the state and all of that. So
Yeah.
um, I think that it's Martin Luther King, was amazing human. He won the Nobel for those that don't know, he won the Nobel Peace Prize at 35 years old. He was the youngest one at that time. He wrote the I Have a Dream speech in 63, and he delivered it at the March on Washington to a crowd of 250,000 people. Do you think 250,000 people are going to Washington to go see Mr. Trump get sworn in today? But the
Who
weather
knows?
is cold in Washington, so they
Yeah,
have
but
moved
he,
it
yeah, they
inside.
have moved it inside. So it's just that.
And that's another little bit of drama. I don't know if you heard, because I follow this one thing on TikTok. The political tea is She's so funny. You got to look her up. And she said that part of it is because they don't want it to. There's rumors of they didn't think they were going to have as big of a crowd, so they didn't want it to look like there wasn't that, because Mr. President always talks about the size of a crowd, right?
Hmm.
Um, the other conspiracy, in my opinion, theory is that something was going to go down, and so that in order to separate,
Protect him.
they put him inside. I don't know what the reason is. I just know his ego is big enough that I cannot believe that he is saying that he'd rather have it inside than not outside and let people freeze for him. Like, I don't just his personality, he'd be like, yeah, they're going to stand there in the cold for me. Um, but maybe not. But the other thing is, Dr. King was Time Person of the Year back in 1963. Um,
Very cool.
he has uh he was Dr. King was arrested 29 times while fighting for civil rights. Girl, 20 you can't get me to one or two. Yeah, I'm good. There were 6 million signatures he collected, 6 million, to support the Civil Rights Act of 64. And then another fun fact was 3,000 was the number of people who attended his first major boycott after Rosa Parks' arrest in Montgomery, Alabama. So he skipped nine. Did you know that he skipped grades 9 through 12 and entered Morehouse College at 15 years old? 15 years old, he was already through high school and moving on. There are over 1,000 streets named after him globally, with 955 of them in the US. So pretty much probably what I'm assuming by that statistic is that every major city and or major
Has
cities
one.
has a Martin Luther King or an MLK Street. And then the last fun fact is Martin Luther King Day. Do you know what year? I know what year you were born, but do you know what year it was first observed?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
1986. It took 15 years after his death for it to become a federal holiday. So, 1986, and now obviously, so if you need money today, don't go to the bank today other than the ATM because it's closed. No.
Literally.
Yes, and yeah, so that's all. So it is MLK Day. Most people are off work.
I'm
Michaela
not.
is going to work later this morning. I am enjoying iHeartRadio recognizes it, and so I'm thankful that my company does recognize it. But they're real big, obviously, with diversity and music world and all of that. So there will be people participating in the different events throughout the U.S. So what else? Okay, what happened today in sports?
Are we not doing Would You Rather?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got to give me a minute. You got to give me a minute.
Okay, well, while you look up, today in sports, in 1989, Pittsburgh center Mario Lemieux becomes just the second player in NHL history to score 50 goals in less than 50 games,
Oh
which is
wow.
crazy because, like, obviously, knowing how tough it is to score a goal in one game, um, but yeah, so
Oh,
that's today in sports.
okay, I got it. You
Okay.
don't get to pick a number now. So, but this is going to be geared towards girl talk, sports talk. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. Would you rather have to play every sport in high heels or have a referee blow a whistle every time you speak for a week?
Um, like every sport, even the ones I don't know how to play.
Yes.
How tall are the high heels?
I don't know. I don't know technicality, girl.
You know what? I think a week of silence will do me a great deal of peace.
So you would rather have a
Yeah,
referee blow a whistle every time you speak,
as long as I
because then
don't
you wouldn't
speak,
speak.
he's not gonna blow a whistle.
So
And
me, I'm the
mm,
opposite. I will wear the heels for every sport that I'm playing because I talk way too much and I love to talk, and especially deep conversations. I have some of the best conversations with my girlfriends randomly. And so I could not handle a whistle in my ear every few minutes.
I have a bad knee, and just the thought of wearing high heels and as simple as playing a soccer game. First of all, it hurts me enough wearing regular shoes to work out. I wouldn't be able to do high heels with every sport that I played.
Okay,
So,
so I got two more because these are funny.
okay.
Would you rather accidentally run into the mascot during a game or
Mm-hmm.
get caught on the kiss cam with your ex?
Well, I don't have an ex, so I should be concerned about that one. I'm pretty sure I've ran into King Triton probably
Oh, I have.
twice
Yeah.
this past season, and it's probably gonna
Yeah.
happen
I
more.
run into Mr. Triton too. Um,
Excuse me, it's King Triton.
yeah, I've run into him too. I have. Um, okay.
So I'm gonna go with the mascot
Okay.
because I don't have an ex, so I can't imagine that.
Would you rather have to trash talk like a diva before every single game or do a full on runway walk before taking the field when you're introduced?
Oh my God, full on a runway walk because we
Oh,
well
girl, that's me too. Girl.
we worked with a whole bunch of guys, and first of all, I just think it'd be funny for to do that, and they're like, "What the?"
Yeah, I would be,
No, yeah,
yeah, I would take the, yeah.
I would
Mm,
take the runway walk. Just because that's such a power move. That's not even like a
okay,
would you rather. That's a power move.
okay. So here's one more.
Okay.
Would you rather forget your sports bra during a game, or have your shoes squeak with every single step you take?
My shoes squeaked all the time when I worked at the clinic, so I've lived with that, so I'll do that. I don't need my girls jumping all over the place during a soccer game. It's no fun. It
Girl,
hurts.
would you rather forget your no, I will squeak.
Yeah,
I will
100%.
squeak. I am not going to get black eyes or hurt knees from trying to carry them up and keep them where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
No.
No. Agreed.
So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I like those
Those are
with
good.
your brothers. Those were good.
Those are good.
Um, okay, well, I don't know that it's another busy week. Obviously, it's going to be a cold week, guys. It's one of those things that use your best judgment when you're out in the
Yeah.
cold.
Especially if you don't know how to drive in this weather, don't attempt to drive unless it's an emergency. Um,
Yes. And
because us Texans aren't used to that ice. We're
South
used to a whole
Texans
bunch
are.
of rain and water. So driving a hurricane, no problem. Driving when there's ice and snow on the road for in Corpus Christi, Texas is a little bit of a problem. So yes, use your best judgment. Who knows? With if stuff gets closed, we might speak before Friday.
Well, yeah, well, randomly, girl, that's what's funny is that when TikTok went down for that 12 hours, I was like, oh, what's everyone gonna do? What are we gonna do? And yet we have all these other social media platforms, um, that, but everybody just got addicted to TikTok. So if it gets too cold and we get hibernation fever from being stuck in the house because I don't like the wind to blow in my face, I don't
Mhm.
like it, then we might be on sooner.
All right, as always, we have a Spotify and YouTube channel, so make sure you go like and follow us on those two wonderful platforms. Um, um, this is Michaela,
This is Melina.
and remember, sports are for girls too.
Whoop whoop. Are you looking to grow your business and increase your brand visibility? Become a sponsor with the Girl Talk Sports Talk podcast. Our sponsorship opportunities offer you a unique chance to connect with our dedicated fan base and community. Let us help you elevate your business name and reach new heights. Contact Melina or Michaela today to learn more about how you can get involved and make a lasting impact. Join us and watch your business thrive.